Now we are going to start the English medium discussion, and we are 4 monks other than me participating on the Katukaliyawa, and I would like to ask Venerable Dhammajiva to conduct here onward, please.
Asai Swamin Wahanse, dear Venerables and friends joining in on Zoom and in Nissarana Vanaya. Today we meet yet again to discuss a sutta. This is English discussion. In case you're new, every week we select a sutta, we read it in Pali, Sinhala and English, and then discuss. So right now we are discussing suttas from the Samyutta Nikaya. Today we read from Tagatha Vagga Samyutta, Devata Samyutta, Adhavagga, and the sutta we discuss today is Chitta Sutta. Chitta Sutta, translated into English as mind. So I believe we have Venerable Dhammakovida from Nissarana Vanaya who will help us with the Pali and Sinhala, and I will follow up with the English translation. Venerable Dhammakovida, are you with us?
Yeah, අවසරයි ස්වාමීන් වහන්ස.
Yeah, sir, yeah, okay.
නමෝ තස් භගවතෝ අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස. නමෝ තස් භගවතෝ අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස. නමෝ තස් භගවතෝ අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස. කේනස්සු නීයති ලෝකෝ කේනස්සු පරිකස්සති කිස්සස්ස ඒක ධම්මස්ස සබ්බේව වසමන්ව ගූති. චිත්තේන නීයති ලෝකෝ චිත්තේන පරිකස්සති චිත්තස්ස ඒක ධම්මස්ස සබ්බේව වසමන්ව ගූති. ලොව කිමෙකින් පමුණුවනු ලැබේද? කිමෙකින් අදනා ලැබේද? සියල්ලෝම කිනම් එක් දහමක්හුගේ වසයට ගියාහුද? සිතින් ලොව පමුණුවනු ලැබේ, සිතින් අදනා ලැබේ. සියල්ලෝම සිත් නැමැති මේ එකම දහම්හුගේ වසයට ගියාහුය. එපමණයි ස්වාමීන් වහන්සේ.
Yeah, last time we did Ekadhamma Sutta. What is the last one?
Nama
Sutta.
Nama Sutta. This is also exactly the same format, and we were discussing on the way, and signals are coming and going. But anyway, we maintain the tradition. That's also very important sutta, and they are mentioned that next week we are going to take the Chitta Sutta. So we came to the next week. So I would like to listen to the English translation from Kaluamduru.
Asai Bhante. Mind. By what is the world led around? By what is it dragged here and there? What is the one thing that has all under its control? And the Buddha says, the world is led around by mind. By mind, it's dragged here and there. Mind is the one thing that has all under its control.
So this, under the mind, there's a mental concomitant called manasikara. That is called the function of the mind. And that is called adverting of the mind. At a time, there are a lot of objects. The mind is the one selecting which one is first, which one is priority. So that function is called advertisement or adverting of the mind. But that's what the advertisements are doing. Focusing the person's attention to my own product. Don't take any product. They introduce product as well as the brand name. And that is very, very famous in Singapore. And other than that, if there is no such adverting of the mind, evenly suspended attention. That's called mindfulness. That's called choiceless awareness. And introducing the mindfulness as choiceless awareness in my life make a big change. Otherwise, because we are forwarded, we are directed, adverted to a particular thing because of our parents, of our culture, upbringing. And we think everyone must follow the suit. He is Kaluamdru, never mind. He is Singapore, never mind. He must follow what my mind is adverting. My mind is selecting that priority. If it is not so, he is not a friend. He is gone because he don't know what is the good and the bad. He don't know what is the right and wrong. He don't know what is the moral shame and the moral fear. Bloody fellow is claiming as monk, but he don't know because he is not following just like me. So I was grown up with that 26 years. At the 26 or 7, the idea came, you have your freedom, choiceless awareness. Understand the adverting nature of the mind. It's a mental concomitant. It's a how to call birthright. And ultimately, this manasikara control the mind. Manasikara sambhava sabbe dhamma. It's a child of the mind. The manasikara. No translation. It's exactly manasikara. Two more companions, Vitakka and Chetana. Vitakka and Chetana also doing almost the same. Vitakka means when you are given so much of wide range, you can advert your mind to one particular thing. That is also Vitakka. Kama Vitakka means every ways you are maximizing your pleasure, sensuous pleasure or sexual pleasure, that is born with. But Samma Vitakka means you are not selecting, you are let the mind to have that whole array and you are like a king. You have so much of possibilities. As much as you have not selected, you are not a slave. You are nothing to maintain that. And the function is done by Manasikara. And whenever we are having Chetana, willfulness, or intention and decision making, is a higher order function of the mind. I will become an engineer, I will become a doctor, or I will go to school, or not, I will marry, or not, I will make a job, or I have my own private company. All kind of things are highly appreciated. That is what we call management techniques. And that decide your destiny. After the death, you go to that. But if you have so much of capabilities and possibilities, and not selecting one, not have a intention, not have a decision, not have a kind of thing, people consider as a lazy guy. But in Girimananda Sutta, the Buddha is explaining 10 kinds of sanya. Sabbaloke anabhirata sanya. Ye loke upaya upadana cetasa adhithana abhinivesa anusaya. Te pajahanti viramatine upadiyanto and tuchatananda sabbaloke anabhirata sanya. If you are not entertaining this sensuous world or polluted world, you must do away with upaya, upadana, cetasa, adhithana, decision making, abhinivesa, entering into different domains, abhinivesa, anusaya. We don't know. They are directed disposition. We are being used. And we claim this is as my right. And then we fight for that. So in that sense, you make null and void by vipassana meditation. First you do with vitakka, and then you come to the today's discussion, the topic manasikara, and then ultimately you can understand. You now in the present moment you decide the next moment. It is at your will, it is at your fingertip, and then you are the omnipotent, omnipresent God. Good.
Swami said last week we
Nama Rupa Sutta.
Nama Sutta, and we learned how the Venerable Katukunu Nyanananda gave this example of a child and a boy. So before the child becomes educated, or as some others may say, indoctrinated, he does not know anything other than what is seen, what is heard, what is smelled, etc., etc. So the child is just a real witness.
Just pure.
Yeah. So when the child becomes educated, then they become clever. They become knowledgeable. They start distinguishing things.
Naughty and defiled.
Yes. So all of these things, they happen in the mind. This thing called the mind. We don't know how to work the mind or control the mind because it is nothing physical. It is not made of any
Pointable.
Yeah. So I think it's very astonishing that a Buddha can rise and see all these things by himself and then teach it to others. This thing called the mind.
So this is the same principle presented by Mahavira. He told mind is not the important. Body is the important. In between mind and the body, the verbal or articulation of the mind. Vacha. He gave the importance to the kaya danda. Body is the only important. That is what the communist and the materialistic says. You have to be luxurious in the mind, body. Then only the society will be happy. And whole Sri Lanka accepted it. They thought Karl Marx is enlightened. All the Sri Lankan Marxist parties are led by monks. Names given by monks. Samajwadi, Communist, all the names presented by monks. And monks usually you see generally depending on the lay people. But in these communist parties, monks take money out of the pocket and put into the till box. They raise funds. So these are the jokes. And it is being presented by R.L. Senviratne. He named the book as King's Work. Now monks are doing King's Work, politics. And then, no Nibbana, politics is never pure. Oh, Sri Lanka is the best example. So this is the way we are born into this world. And somehow or the other we come across something like choiceless awareness. And we selected that. This is marvelous. Because we two never came together, hand in hand. We met on the way. We are not the children of the same mother, same country. So we come here and we feel the common ground, the choiceless awareness. So therefore, the children are being polluted by historical knowledge. History is something corrupted. It is never the truth. And obligatory schools, they hate it. They hate it. And now we have gone 5-6 generations with that kind of education. No one teach the mind is the forerunner. Manopubbangama Dhamma. Now, anyway, the present day, the world, the quantum theory, chaos theory, and near-death experience. The three major trends happening, and they are collecting information just before the death. There are armies, if they call them, they will go and be with the patient 1 hour before the death. And then have some kind of a rapport. Experience the death. Some people go and come back, and some people die. And books are published. In the library we have the first very book. And starting from the Buddha's death, how it happens. How was the Swami Vivekananda's death, the yogi's death, and the cancer patients, and other kind of thing. You can see whatever the development at the deathbed, they are completely lost. And the person counseling learned some kind of thing. What the hell we are doing in the day-to-day activities? At the deathbed, everything is in chaos. In the chaos theory, they think everywhere the world patterns are the same. 1 to 1.86, 1.63, the golden ratio, and all people knew it. And if you get the shell, corn, how do you call it? Agedian? Corn shell, exactly the same. And the snail and the sunflower, everything happening in a pattern everywhere. If you see the edge of a cloud and the edge of the water wave in the sea, at the plants and the fire, edges are exactly the same, fractal. They have fractal diagrams. And people try to understand. And if you go to the minute parts, they are, as for my limited understanding, I have very limited time allocated for these things. And the quantum physics, it says things collapse into matter if you only consciousness interacted. Otherwise, they are energy waves. And he did not declare that. Schrodinger, he never declared it for 118 years. Because then physics finished. Physics means concrete material available. So you must gain as much as possible the fuel you are burning, as much as possible whatever the heavy chemicals you are taking to the surface and doing material. They don't know everything is the mind. And while material development is happening, mental health deteriorating. So this is the why Manopubbangama Dhamma, even the Sinhalese Buddhists, they never accept it. They recite, they know everything. I mean, Dhammapada, they never accept it. But they are giving the children as the dowry. But they expect children as a well-being. Western education, Western job, blue-collar job, blue-collar, white-collar jobs. This is the blue-collar job is a second hand. So the Buddha made this monk's life. The whole range is available. You can plug into any place and you can be mindful. So therefore, Manopubbangama Dhamma is quite a challenge for the present day managements, present day scientists, present day creators, creativity, productivity, they don't like it. So we in Satipasala, in a crossroads now. We are going to take it to the corporate sector. In the corporate sector, that tonight we have a discussion, 11 o'clock, Zoom meeting. The international group is finding ways and means how to promote, how to convert the mindful school into the corporate world or business world. And I told there are two mishaps. Corporate world, we have to present in English, but we are thinking in singular. And then make video films and presentation, everything for the English-speaking people, and they don't know mindfulness. They are not contributing anything. They are just at the receiving end. Everything coming from the Sinhalese Buddhism, traditional. And we are making a product aiming at younger generation and English medium. So we have to earn, it's not be traditional one. It must be geared at the younger generation. They are not religious. They are in a business world or they are in the share markets. And how to reach. So we are very pleading and we try our best to give a cream of our product to them. They are not funding. So people, those who are practicing and poor people, Sinhalese Buddhists, they have to fund it. So these mishaps, if you do not know, you will go with the media in the completely wrong direction. Must go very slow. Because all the 500 fortune companies practice mindfulness now. But for what? Productivity, profit making. That's also true. So that is we call the therapeutic and healing. Can we take the preventative kind of mindfulness to the corporate world? Not for the moment. We are going to talk about the productivity. creativity. So creativity, productivity is decision and tendencies, dispositions. If you do not understand they are wrong, you will be at most do it, then mindful school also finished. To understand their strategies. They are strategically we have to use it. So we take it to our individual lives also. We have to live in the society. We have to be with move with the people, English discussion, Sinhala discussion, Zoom and all the kind of thing. And when they are happening, we have to make use these equipments and all the relationships in the worldly manner. But don't forget about the transcendental objectives of our mindfulness. So therefore, Chitta, this Sutta, and the Nama Sutta, he verily presented the Nama, they call mind and the mental concomitants. The commentators, they say 52, once they listed everything. I say it's at most, they say. I doubt it. But anyway, we'll take it granted for the moment. And out of these 52, some thoughts, some mental concomitants are not available at the desirable mind. Some are not available in the hateful mind. Some are not available in the deluded mind. So 52 always not available. These combinations are different. But there are 5 mental concomitants always present. Passa Panchamaka Dharma. Nice Abhidharma and commentarial they have directed. And they start with Passa Vedana Sanya Chetana Manasikara. That's the way commentator says. When Jnanananda, he says, that is the accepted thing. The passa, once contact only, feelings can happen. Once feeling only, intention can happen. Manasikara, passa, vedana, sanya, perception, and then chetana, directing our mind, and and then only Manasikara understand this is what happened to me. But when Sariputta is explaining this in the Sammaditi Sutta, he says, Vedana Sanya Chetana Passa Manasikara. Then the Passa appears as the 4th aspect. Before the contact happens, we have felt that object. We have our intention, Vedana, Sanya and perception. Before I see you, or as soon as I see you, before I contact you, I have my notion about it. It's a Kalu Hamduru. So that means Vedana Sanya Chetana is the forerunner. Then only contact happens. But Vedana Sanya Chetana is not under your control. Then by the time contact happens, already late. Already not mindfulness, not be on the ball, not vigilant, not diligent. But theoretically, you have to understand, before I open my mouth, my mind has already paved the path. Before I commit physically, before I think, that is the way mind is working. And that is basically by Vedana Sanya Chetana. And they are not perceivable. Passa is the only contacting point. Then only tangible thing can happen. So Passa Vedana Sanya is the Buddha's knowledge. After the Sanya Vedana Chetana, after the Passa, only I can witness it. But if I know, by the time the Passa happens, the contact happens, I am already too late. I am not diligent, I am not vigilant, I am not appamada. So that is the humbleness. And he presented while we are discussing it, and I added, I am still talking about the last discussion, Akkaya Sanyino Satta, Akkayasmin Patittita, Akkayasmin Aparinyatang, Yoga Mayanti Machimo. Knowledge means someone expressed already you beforehand. These are the things we call knowledge. Akkaya means something expressed. I mean, someone's royalty is there, patent. And then we teach it, and then we follow it. And therefore, Akkayasmin, but we base our education completely on something already expressed. Knowledge is something expresses something. Authority is with the already expressed knowledge we call quotations. Akkeyasmin aparinyatan. You don't know these bloody fools. They have expressed it, but they are not enlightened. They are scientists, musicians, and all the kind of professions, but bloody idiots. Sigmund Freud says, you become a musician because of one of your weaknesses. You become an economist because of your mind is directed to you and some weaknesses. Every profession is indicating some kind of a vacuum. And then at the end, someone asks, who will become psychiatrist? And then it became a joke. But Sigmund Freud was a sick person. So then at the end of the Sigmund Freud, at the death, there was a cartoon appeared. The Sigmund Freud is at the deathbed. And the psychiatrist is coming to the last minute counseling, he also Sigmund Freud. And there's a photo in the psychiatrist's room, his teacher, that's also Sigmund Freud. That means it's called Jewish phenography. Many theories can happen. Many theories you can present. All the theories are not infinitum by itself. Because everything akke yasmin patitita, already vocalized, already expressed. So therefore, by expressing, you develop kind of authority. And if you are correct, you will get the power, political, economic, and social. If what you express is useless, people will kick you off. Unless you express, no one can get you. Be like a dumb person. Be like a blind person. Be like a idiot. Or like a dead corpse. So it appears like negative. It appears like not motivational kind. But both the suttas are inviting that kind of a thing. So Buddha was the only person expressing. I have my fair doubt all the other religious masters knew it. They can't express it because they are not bold enough. But if you read with the Buddhist idea, if you read Hinduism, if you read Muslim, if you read Bible, you can see they are coming out, reach out very closely, but the students never catch the point. Every religious books, they are coming very close, but then go very fast, not the forward, fast backward. And they go hug the samsara. But they have the notion, their birthright is there. So mindfulness is just keep you open for your that unexpressed ideas also, unknown also, the liberation also. Where as far as you are depending upon something expressed, no liberation. You are a slave. You are in the second-hand knowledge. Okay, I like contribution from other participants also.
Swami Hanse, when it comes to the transcendental part of mindfulness, which we as monastics or even lay yogis, we try to practice, when we start to think about this abandoning perception, abandoning intention, he said that it feels kind of lazy. And I want to add on that and say that it even feels very fearful. There's a lot of fear where someone feels if there's no intention, if I'm not perceiving anything, then what's going to happen? It's very scary. Am I going to disappear? What's going to happen to me? I think that is a very big challenge for a meditator before they develop that confidence that this is indeed the path. It's
so the two terms Buddha try to attribute this, but very, very difficult. One thing is whenever that liberating mentality happens, no foundation, no pinning point. It is just suspending. Apatitita. And the second thing is anidasana. You can't show it. There is no color, no shape, no manner. So it is endless. And when that happens, you feel fearful. Of course, it is the liberation. We have the fear of freedom. And Eric Fromm is writing a book on the fear of freedom. And he explained, come very, very close to that. But he was not an enlightened person. But he take the subject. So therefore, the Buddha attributed to these are the theoretical explanations. And when I'm searching about, of course, not in the friendly manner, in the Hinduism, they talk about that characteristics of that thought moment that is called nirguna, no attribution, unmanifested, pure form. That also expressed in the Sri Shankar. No attribution. Whatever attribution is polluted. Expressed is polluted, second hand. Like a virgin girl and the married. Even married to a single person or whatever maybe, we call she is no more virgin. The virgin is not founded, no foundation, no attribution, and no signs, signless. So this is the fear in the developed countries for the moment they have. So therefore they develop a teaching system. Always give an economical foundation, political foundation, and social foundation, and they are the masters. Their law is the law, and their bank is the bank. Their education certificate is the certificate. Otherwise, you are no one. And if you are living in a forest, it's illegal. You must have an identity card. Otherwise, you are a bandit. So Buddha is the only one to go to the forest and live under the tree and in the solitude place. He never talk about the registration. So these are the silent revolution in the social system. But we are in the individual level also we have that problem. And the single answer Buddha given is association with the true people. Association with the noble friend. His silent sermon indicates Nissitassa chalitam. If you hold into something, due to that, you will get shaken. You hold it into to become unshaken. But whatever you take as your walking stick or the holding, that is the very thing give you the shaking. Anisitassa chalitam natti. The name Anisita is the Nissarana Vanaya. Nissarana means the same meaning. No help. Sarana means we have something. We are going on refuge. But Nissarana, don't take refuge of anything, even the Buddha. So representative of the Buddha is the noble friend, the true person. So we don't know who is our true friend. First you feel the outside, and then only we understand, I am my own true friend. To come up to that, we have exemplified true friends. Believe it or not. We are fully endowed with fully lucky people, but we are searching for good friends. Because you don't know, you don't understand yourself as your best friend. Once you know it, if you know it, that is what we call a born lucky. There's one term for that I can't understand, I can't remember. We are born lucky. Because education and the external wealth, we think we are very poor, we are not founded, and all these things are cancers taught by after age 6. Before that, we are completely naked. And we are with the complete nature. My mother will give the food and the security and everything. Why worry? So your good friend is like a mother.
So Bhante, we should go back to Nissarana one and then we can...
Nissarana, refuge of anything. Wherever you live, if you live in without taking refuge, you are in Nissarana. It is not a place, not a time.
So Bhante, before one comes to appreciate such teachings, before one comes to appreciate such teachings, they have to make some bit of effort. They have to establish themselves in right mindfulness. They have to do some meditation for that. And then from there, then they can have some fair amount of stability in their life, how to look at things with the correct perspective. And for that, I think it is necessary to meditate from time to time so that you know this side and this side. You know, this is where you're putting effort, and you know, this is where you're supposed to just let things be as they are. So when you know the difference, you know the extremes and you know what to avoid.
You use the term meditation, but we, in mindful school, we call catalyzing, catalytic effect. Because you are born with that, you don't know. Someone has to direct it. So I found the mindfulness is the best way to give you the direction before the manasika chetana comes. You just let them happen as usual and under the surveillance. Some friend will come and say, have a choiceless awareness, then see how the things are happening. Is that you? Ultimately, you have to suffer the lot. So by that bookkeeping and the accounts maintenance of single observation is done basically by the teacher. So therefore, catalytic effect is the basic function of the teacher, his way of life, his teaching, and his present moment happiness. Everything is giving a silent sermon. It is not Buddhist. It is not Buddhist, but it is humanistic. But once a religion come into be, finished. Then sectarianism and you are better than me and I am better than you. Your religion is better. That kind of thing is the worst thing in the religion. Mindfulness is relieving you on the spot. Whatever the creed, that I knew 40 years ago. Even though not realized, that's why I wanted to become a monk. I live like a bird. Of course, at the first 20 years, I was an obedient beginner. I had a very good background, but the idea about becoming liberated and just like a free bird, it was born with, I think, every one of us. Therefore, don't touch someone's psychiatry. It's a curse. Catalytic effect, yes. But say if you wish to be happy, be in the present moment. No equipments, no basic qualification, no side effects, no after effects. You can tell. Your enemy or your friend, no problem. So that is what mindfulness, it says that irreligious nature, it is, in the part of mindfulness, it says to bring that kind of a practice into being, to introduce, it's a function of Lord Buddha, not a commoner's function. We are just follow suit. We are not the original. But very few people accept Buddha. Very people accept Dhamma. Even they accept, they find very difficult to live up to it. But we find difficult, even in our monk's life, to be mindful all the time. So therefore, don't overestimate it. That effort itself is enough. So even our relatives, even our friends, think we are mad.
So
they are true. They are the truth. We are mad.
So in reality, we are not Buddhist monks. We are
human.
We are human. We are just
mindful beings,
living the way of nature, the way of the universe.
So therefore, the mind is forerunner. Still, we are yet to be realized, yet to be verified. We believe in many material things and the external knowledge, external people, because we don't know. We all share the same mind. The Buddha and myself share the same mind. So I think many people say, no, Buddha's mind is sacred and very pure and my mind is not so. That's the way you think. We are being a human. We are born enlightened. Only the thing is catalytic effect. Catalyzer.
So before someone begins to meditate, for example, taking an example of myself, before I went to my first meditation course, I wasn't even aware that there is something called a mind. And I think this is how many people in the world who don't meditate, this is how they live. They're not aware that there is a mind and something else that is not the mind. So whatever happens to them, they think that this is just me. Whether it's psychological, whether it's physical, they think that this is just how it is. This is just me. But when they start meditating and they start observing the breath, or they start observing stepping right, then they start to see this separation. There are different things. And so they come to understand, oh, there is something called a mind. And everything just comes from that mind. Everything comes from our intention, from attention, all those kind of things.
So that once you configure self, and if you want to show it to someone, yes, there's a self, they make use materiality. My body, my property, my children, my these things, and that is accepted in the politically accepted, economically accepted. All the knowledge is accepted in the world. Who are you? I will show you my identity card. I'll show you my photo. I'll show my house, show my car, my job. So everything is attributed to Apo Tejo Vayu. And Ravi, Sri Shankar, in Nirvana Satakam, he says, I am not Patavi, I am not Vayu, I am not Tejo, I am not Apo. I am not Panchakosa, I am not Panchavayu. Almost the Buddha. Chidananda Rupa, Shivoham. This is made out of a pure mind. I am the Shiva. So it's very difficult to understand of that the teaching of the Buddha on the Suti says this is Brahma. Brahma is having attributable part and non-attributable, manifested part and non-manifested. So non-manifested we can't talk. We are talking about the manifested. Then we better to comfortable to have a personification. So this is what happened even the Buddhists, even though they are not following the Sri Shankar. So that before meditation, you are trying to talk about, but in our past samsara we have done a lot of meditation. You can't say only you are talking about this life. In this life, this is a very small contribution. We have done so much of things. That is why whenever such a good thing happens, we get attracted. That's why our family members become, we are mad. But the hell that we are leaving the parents and the property and education, everything, and addicted to that. What a mad. What a madness. So meditation and asylum. Meditation center and the asylum is the same. We go to asylum. We are mad. Lucky enough, we have asylums. We have other monks. So lay people participating, they think we are mad. Very good.
So one day I spoke to my father and he asked me, how much are they paying you?
Yeah.
He told me, you live there and then he asked, then how come everyone is not flocking there? So many poor people in the world, they can just come there and have food and have shelter. How is this happening? He just could not understand.
When Jnana Dasana, It's Greek. And father is an elderly Greek person. Mother is a normal, emotional mother. And one day both came to visit him. And they are hating Velubanjana. And they bought them, the Dayakas bought him to Velubanjana. Mother told, I refuse. I need my flesh. I need my child. And he is the misled him. And she's crying. And at the eye shot. And later that they brought it to Colombo and keep it in a comfortable place and told that, no, you may uncomfortable at the forest and all the kind of thing. But at that time when Jnana Dasana is taking only one meal and his spinal cord became sick, he can't stand sitting because he refused living inside the roof. He's living outdoor, only Pindapata, one meal and that kind of thing. Then they can't understand. Then father participated in the discussion and ultimately when Jnana Dasana convinced him, he told Socrates never use money. And father accepted. Then he says, I am also not using money. Then father was forcing it. Then he told, due to 3 reasons, I can't appreciate. One thing, as far as my child become a non-believer, they will not allow a cemetery in my church. And you are a beggar, the child become beggar is the mistake of the father. And you are a beggar, your body is completely weak. And the third one is that I am destined to eternal hell because of my child. So due to these 3 reasons, I can't appreciate whatever the knowledge you have, everything. So somehow or the other, he attributed to many qualities of Socrates. And then father came to little bit of understanding, but the mother never. Ultimately, he offered brown color umbrella and the book, spiral bound books. Yeah. And at that time, he was teaching me Sinhala, imagine. He was teaching me Sinhala and with the Pali grammar. And he told today, I told that you are wrong. You must have a moderate life for parents who understand. You being a beggar. And my parents never say like that. Because I get a free food and free lodgings and kind of thing. They say it's a blissful. But you coming from there and eating one meal and no under a roof and kind of thing, ultimately he adjusted a little bit to be under the middle. His middle part was the self-mortification. And father was correct at that. Even if I am the father, I would have blamed it like that. Because the Buddha's manhood is not that. I mean, you can do what you call Dhutanga. But it is for particular kilesas, not for the hobby. It is not a hobby. You must have the utility value. But when it was Maha Kashyapa, he did all, even after becoming an enlightened. So therefore, we have to understand, we have to make our monkhood something palatable for sensuous people. But not we are slaves. We are not come to the monkhood because of the free food, free lodgings and free medicine. But we know, wherever we go, we can manage with what is available. But these people, though, are chasing behind the money and the food and kind of thing, they have uncertainty. They are not sure. Even with the family doctor, even with the medicine and everything, they live in uncertainty. So monks' life must be the faith, the uncertainty. And then that is the silent servant for the parents and the family members and as well as the friends. So your Kalu Amadro's renunciation appreciated. Everyone's renunciation is appreciated. But it is something against the grain. When කවුද කතා කරන්නේ? Anyone to talk?
Asray Bante, no, nobody is from this side. Bhante, I just wanted to mention, you have already mentioned that one. This sutta is somewhat similar to this, not somewhat, that more or less similar to that Dhammapada first stanza, no?
Yeah, Manobobangama Dhamma. But is it not the only
Yes.
two places? There are many places, but our religious Buddhism made everything is material.
Yes.
Many are Buddhists. They are depending on the Buddha statues, temples, and all the other kind of materiality. Ultimately, if they ask, "Who are you?" you will show your heart, show your identity card. They are not happy to say, "I am no one." Then you will be chased out. They will not be happy to accept you as a member. And that is how you introduce your child. I am the father, I am the mother, and all the kind of thing. Because then they become slaves. They never become independent individual. Everyone think we must live under the teachers and we must live under the parents and kind of thing. I mean, that is the culture we are born up with. So never mind. Live in that. Like you have a role play in a drama. But you have your exploration into yourself. But I think that elderly people, I have no any consideration. I think don't mislead children. That's a crime. All the parents are always doing. So therefore, mind your own business. Be mindful. Kumara,
Yes, Bhante. Yes, Bhante.
is it too harsh? It's too harsh.
No, Bhante, always it is like that. The harsh will make sometime, some better results, actually.
More impactful.
Yes, Bhante. Bhante, one Buddhika has indicated he wants to speak to. I allow her to talk.
Yes, Buddhika.
Avasarai Bhante, I pay my respect to Bhante. Swamin Wahanse Avasarai. Today the sutta was about the mind, so I wanted to share two situations which I have experienced in non-meditative conditions, like when, for example, a child is throwing a tantrum. I'm taking this as an example. In that situation, I have not always, but I have observed this situation in quite a few times. Like when they throw a tantrum, my emotions change, and then I get a fairly big gap. After that gap, I can pick and choose whether to get angry or be happy or be neutral or not to respond. Like 3 options, I can see my options. So their response, and then I absorb their response, then I see a gap. Then I see these 3 ways of responding. I can pick and choose. So in these occasions, when I see these options, like when this thing, when the mindfulness is sharp and I can see these options, I can see automatically I am silencing myself. I'm not responding to the situation. I keep quiet. But this is not happening always, but I wanted to share. I have seen this quite a few times. And this is a non-meditative state. But in the meditation, when sometimes I sit down to meditate, generally the mind has the chattering, and in some sittings the chattering goes on, and I entertain that chattering. Like I keep telling stories, I go along with the chattering. But some occasions I don't go chattering throughout the sitting. Somewhere I figure out and I come back to the meditation. But there are situations I figured, like I have noticed, it is like a railroad. That chattering is going, and I am not bothered by that. But my meditation, my awareness, mindfulness is going parallelly, but I'm not attached to that. I'm not bothered by the chattering. It's just there, but I am sitting with my meditation. So I wanted to share these two situations with Swami Nahase for advice and further guidance. Thank you, Bhante Thero.
In front of your name, it is appeared like female.
Yeah, because they call Buddhika.
Buddhika female. So is
Yes.
the female experience of that what you are explaining is different from male? Or is it only the emotional part for the female?
I'm not sure, Bhante. I'm just, I just
You find
wanted
different?
to share. I don't think so. It's anything different, but I don't think it is different, Bhante.
But still something, yes. Because the females, they have more attraction to the children and more attraction to this kind of thing. So we are making use of females in order to have that section. And the other thing is, I would like to mention to the whole that Buddhika is the one introduced kombucha. And she paid 50 rupees for each, for about 10 people. And we had a session. Ultimately, it was 40 people. Completely mindful session. And we managed. He told no problem. And now it is widespread.
Yeah, Bhante, sorry, Nancy, it was not rupees, it was dollars.
$50. $50. 50 rupees is nothing. So that now we Satipasala, when the children coming, if it is 40, 50, sometimes we give a cup of kombucha with coconut shells.
Oh.
Last time some teachers came, 30 odd numbers from Epavala, not Epavala, Tirupati. Everyone was given, and the mushroom also. So I bought the mushrooms 2 times to the teacher training program in the Sampat Madhyasthan. And I told, this is the mushroom, so make a cup of tea, plain tea, put a little, and 1 week time you can drink. So I knew it 30 years ago, but I was searching about this method. The method is fairly okay, but the mushroom. But now we bought it, and Kaduela here, Nissarana is difficult. It was very cold. And in the Boyagam also difficult. But they are trying. And thank you, Bodhika, for that. But I think the way that you explain, females take this more emotional way. Not all, but naturally. Buddhika is classic on that. Because Buddhika is married to a Tamil or Kerala person. And he also comes. And daughters and everyone. Buddhika is leading. And when I go to Gippsland University, all the morning dana is completely by Buddhika. She hire a house close by the university and no end. All the monks are well fed with the Indian food and rasam and all the kind of thing. So I am coming very soon.
Yes, Swami Nahase. I'm aware.
So I find that your life is in a turning point for the last 2 years, and I think hopefully you will be a mature mother, mature daughter, mature grandmother.
Also, Bhante, thank you very much. Telan Saranai.
Yes, now it is time up because we started 20 minutes delayed. Kalu Amro is reminding the time. I hope no one is in the queue. So I would like to pass the session to Kalu Hamdru.
Swami Nahase, dear venerables and friends, having discussed and listened to the Dhamma, whatever merits we may have accrued We'd like to extend them to our teachers, our parents, our relatives, all beings, large or small, gross or subtle, far or near, seen and unseen. May all celestial beings protect the Dhamma exposition and the dispensation of the Buddha for a long time. And may the seeds of Dhamma we have received grow to produce birth, fruition, and eventually Nibbana. I invite everyone to join in the recitation of the traditional Pali verses for the sharing of merits.